Hello, family. Welcome back to Letters Home to Widener's Valley, and thank you for returning for our second episode. As I shared last time, Letters Home to Widener's Valley is my project to share the letters my great-grandfather Oscar Widener wrote home to Widener's Valley during the First World War. In the process, I share the background and some context surrounding the letters, as well as reading the letters themselves. Now let's get back to Oscar. Our last letter ended with Oscar's arrival at Camp Lee, Virginia, to begin his transition from newlywed farmer to a soldier in Uncle Sam's army. In this episode, I want to share some more about the new world that the man from Widener's Valley found himself in. After months of growing tension between the United States and the German Empire, on April 6, 1917, the United States Congress declared war on Germany. 2 months later, Camp Lee, named for Confederate General Robert E. Lee, was established to equip and train soldiers to be sent overseas to join the fight in Europe. Camp Lee was due east of Petersburg, Virginia, where the landscape still showed evidence of the vicious trench warfare that developed at the end of the American Civil War. Over 14,000 workers labored to build a city out of nothing, felling trees, draining swamps, installing sewer systems and running water. New railroad tracks were laid down to quickly move men and material in, then later moved the men out for the troop carriers, waiting to brave the Atlantic and German submarines for the battlefields in Europe. At its peak, Camp Lee consisted of over 1,500 buildings spread across 5,542 acres. It had its own fire department, YMCA, and newspaper, The Bayonet. The buildings were cookie-cutter, designed by the War Department to be quickly built and dropped at any of its newly established training camps. The barracks were 2 stories tall, and rows of the rectangular buildings lined the dirt streets of the camp, which formed something of a large C-shaped footprint. North of the camp were massive firing ranges, where soldiers like Oscar would hone their marksmanship or learn to fire the deadly Gatling and Johnson machine guns. Undoubtedly, the sound of gunfire was a constant until night finally fell over the camp. Practice trenches surrounded the camp, and soldiers were trained to attack with bayonets and other trench warfare techniques. The camp was a constant motion of men, horses, and machinery going to and fro in the matters of training for war. It was here at Camp Lee that the 80th Infantry Division, also known as the Blue Ridge Division, was born. The division drew upon men pulled from communities across Virginia, West Virginia, and Pennsylvania, and its chosen motto was Vis Montium, or Strength of the Mountains. This was the new world for Oscar toward the end of summer of 1918. In his next letter home, dated August 5th, he began to describe his new life to his wife Myrtle. Oscar wrote, "My dear wife, just a few lines to you this evening, as I can't see you to let you know that I am well. All but awful tired. We've been drilling this morning. We have to do everything from pick up cigarettes around the barrack to climb a 10 to 12-foot plank wall. Well, I will write some more now. We have just come in from retreat. We don't know what to do. We have about 200 men now or more to eat where I eat. There were 75 or more come in the camp just above our camp. They're coming every day and leaving as fast as they come in. There was 5,000 left the day before I came, and they are leaving every day by the thousands. You don't know what a soldier's life is. It is a hard life. Did you go to the valley Saturday and Sunday? So, darling, I think of you all the time. I would love to be there with you, but I cannot. All I can do is think of you. There was about 4 came with me that was married. Some of them was married 2 years or more. That married Maud sleeps next to me. The girls knows her. I hope the war will soon close. Some of the instructors is easy on us, and some are awful indifferent. I would give all I have, and start even with the world to get to be with you and stay there. It is not no play job up here at all. How are you now? Fine? You must write and tell me all, for you know it will be a pleasure to me to know all the news in the valley. So don't keep anything from me. I will stop for now. Well, I will write you a few lines more. I have just come in from taking a bath and washing my clothes. You ought to see me wash. You would laugh. But I am learning to do things that I thought I couldn't. When a man is in the army, he will do lots of things he wouldn't do at home. It is making of a man if he can stand it. There's one man fell out this morning with his heart. We have not marched much. Yet that song, Just Before the Battle, Mother, would sound natural to me now. I can tell you all about it when I get home, and more when I get home. Well, darling, you must write and tell me how you're getting along at home. So I will close for this time, and write a love letter for another fellow. So good night to all for this time. Send my mail to the same address. Oscar. Thank you for your time, and I hope you all have a better understanding of the new world Oscar found himself in August 1919. Next episode, I will follow Oscar's letters home to Widener's Valley, talk more about the valley and the people he left behind. Thank you as always to my loving wife for helping me to decipher my ancestors' scribblings and her ongoing support. Take care, family. Until the next letter home.